Now at 10, Granby mining days are in full swing. We'll take you to some of the events. Plus, first responders in Webb City contain a fire at a metal recycling plant. And
a small town hopes to bring its community together with its first Makers Market. I'm Samantha Walker, and I'll have that story coming up.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
An update on a fatal hit and run that occurred around 7 p.m. last night near Loma Linda. This is KOAM News at 10. I'm Anthony Saviello. Missouri Highway Patrol issued a BOLO or be on the lookout last night for a white Dodge Dakota pickup truck. Tips from the public allowed authorities to locate said pickup truck and the driver, who was taken into custody. His truck was seized as evidence. This is exclusive footage of the authorities seizing said truck. The woman he struck, unfortunately, has been identified as Sheldonna Wood. She has passed away. She was 60 years old. Now, there have been reports of power outages in Webb City this evening. KOAM Shannon Becker is live right now. For more information and updates on this story as it develops, be sure to head over to our website. We'll post the latest information. Again, multiple reports. We'll have all the word from authorities and get this confirmed for you. Just go over to our website for the latest news and updates, KOAMnewsnow.com. First responders spending their Saturday morning containing a fire at Missouri Metal Recycling. Webb City Fire, Police, and EMS all responding this morning, with both the Dunawig and Carl Junction Fire Departments responding as mutual aid. Reports say that heavy black smoke was visible from all over town. The fire has been reported as contained. Reports of a crash just after 5 a.m. in Reddings Mill coming into Newton County first responders. The vehicle was rolled over and was leaning against a utility pole. First responders had to cut the top of the car off to rescue the driver. State troopers tell us the female driver was transported to an area hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. We'll get a first look at weather with meteorologist Lindsay Gaffney.
Well, we had a pretty great day today. Temperatures got up to low 90s. We are starting to dip down into the lower 80s and even some areas in the upper 70s. 78 in Pittsburgh, 77 in Nevada, 82 out in Joplin, 83 in Miami. So it's a pretty cool night ahead. We're dropping down to low 70s or upper 60s for our low tonight. We also have a light breeze, 5-10 miles per hour out of the southwest. As we move into tomorrow, we do have some storms that are moving into the area tomorrow afternoon. That's going to shift the winds from the southwest to the northeast. Now, cold front moved through towards Wichita, but it does retreat, and that's where we're going to see those storms tomorrow, not tonight. We've got a very low risk tomorrow for our southwestern counties and even lower risk on Monday as well, but we'll talk more about that in just a bit.
All right, Lindsay, thanks. The city of Granby is hosting its 41st annual Old Mining Town celebration. One of the events is a pop-up market which showcases local businesses from across the region. Items for sale include freeze-dried candy, crocheted animals, tumblers, and more. All proceeds from the registration fees of the vendors go toward the Grow Granby Foundation.
Well, we've got good weather. See a lot of different people and hope everybody has a good time.
We are better as a community. We support each other. I've seen tons of vendors walk around and support other vendors, and that makes me happy.
Over 50 vendors registered for the market. Also happening in Granby, the Old Mining Town tradition is a parade. Some things on display during the parade include a train that was converted into a float, antique vehicles, tractors, and a lot more. Local public servants were also invited in to participate in the parade.
It's watching the families come down and partake and have a good time and meet with their friends that they haven't seen for a while. It's bringing our community together is the best part of this event.
The parade was put on by the Granby Fire Department. The third annual Freedom Fest went on in Columbus today. Activities citizens could enjoy include turtle races, sack races, door prizes, and even a helicopter tour. The fire department even made hot dogs for all attendees. All proceeds generated by the event will go to funding the Columbus Fire Department.
When I was a kid, watching our community come together was one of my most memorable things. So just being able to see small town America alive again and just seeing everybody running around having fun. We have a lot of local businesses in town that help sponsor this event, so almost everything here is free for the kids.
Today's event ended with a fireworks show. Local farmers markets are a popular place in the summer for community members to come together and shop locally, supporting each other's businesses. KOAM's Samantha Walker has more on one small town working to support a local makers market.
With a population of around 2,100 people, Cherryville, Kansas is by most definitions a small town. But although it may be small, its community is close.
We know everything about everybody. I like a rural community.
In a small gravel church parking lot, the community is coming together, hosting its first Cherryville Makers Market. Its organizer, Elena McPherson, came up with the idea when one of her small businesses hit a block.
We wanted to do a you-pick flower patch, but it kind of just didn't work out this year, and I grew a lot of flowers. So I started going to the Independence Farmers Market, and I figured why not bring it to my own town.
Elena reached out to other locals to see if they would be interested in joining her for a community market, where there are no fees and you can simply set up a table.
We have 7 vendors, and I know that probably doesn't seem like a lot, but for a town this size, I think it's pretty good for the first time.
Booths have a range of goods, including jewelry, flowers, and produce, fresh lemonade, and baked goods.
Give her the money and I'll take a picture with you. Thank you.
Community members were excited to support the market, coming out with their children and even pets.
It's awesome. Someone once said if you build it, they will come, and I definitely see that in all the activities that I try to get going here.
For vendors at the market, they say it's meaningful to see community members come out to support each other like this.
It's very heartwarming to see that it's stepping back up to where it was when I was a kid. I got involved more in the community because I wanted it to be a better place for my daughter. When I grew up, this was my favorite place to be, so I wanted to invest as much time as I could into this town. So it's very heartwarming to see people invest as well.
With support from the community, several vendors sold out at the Makers Market. For those involved, it's a sign of the potential the small market has.
I think this is a great idea. I think anything that brings people together is amazing. We try to do little small events and eventually they become big, so I think this will be another big one for our town.
Reporting in Cherryville, Samantha Walker, KOAM News.
Today was the first Makers Market, and after seeing the community's response, organizers say they hope to make it a monthly event. Well, coming up, President Biden has his first sit-down interview since his debate with Donald Trump. But first, Missouri Governor Mike Parson vetoes multiple bills that could benefit many local organizations. Missouri Governor Mike Parson vetoing multiple bills, all of them requesting money from the state budget. Now many organizations are hearing the bad news. One is a small park just on Highway 65, just miles north of Branson. The nonprofit that runs it had some high hopes to get some additional funding from the state for improvements, but now those improvements will just have to wait. It's called Little Heroes Park. It's where the nonprofit Life's Journey is set up shop. The founder tells us the camp is a Christian-based camp. Families can come together. They can play different sports like basketball, do some fishing, or hit some archery, all while learning about things from Bible-based teachings. The park has been growing in recent years, and now they're wanting to expand a bit and renovate. They reached out to the legislature for a grant, but the governor just vetoed that bill.
The $50,000 that was going to come was going to basically do a second soccer basketball court, which would, be able to have tournaments for pickleball, for 3-on-3 basketball, for soccer, and then improvements in the parking lot. So, hey, it would have went a long ways if we would have got that.
Recate says he understands how legislature works. He's just grateful state leaders took the time to get the park worked into the bill. Americans' paycheck growth is crawling along, gaining at its slowest rate in 2 years. U.S. workers made an average $35 per hour in June. That's 10 cents more than May, but earnings still rose at a rate of almost 1% less than this time last year. Wages saw a boost of economy, bounced back from COVID-19 pandemic because employers were desperate for workers. But today's weaker job market could mean the stagnant growth could be due to fewer available job opportunities. However, today's wage growth is still surpassing pre-pandemic levels. Workers at 2 Atlanta area Starbucks locations are taking a step towards unionizing. A number of employees at the shops have asked the National Labor Relations Board to schedule a vote to unionize. They want to be like workers at 460 stores who have organized since 2021. The Atlanta area workers want to join Starbucks Workers United. A barista representative said the move is a way to ensure they can receive better treatment. A Starbucks spokesperson said the company wants a, quote, better bridge to a better future for employees. The vote petition comes after last month's Supreme Court ruling, which sided with Starbucks. The ruling will make it harder for the NLRB to win court orders in labor disputes. In a primetime special, President Joe Biden sat down with ABC News Friday for 22 minutes to discuss his performance at the presidential debate last week. Since then, there have been increasing concerns about his ability to serve a second term. Jen Sullivan looks at what Biden said during his interview with ABC News.
President Joe Biden sitting down for his first TV interview Friday with ABC News following CNN's presidential debate last week.
Is it worth the risk?
I don't think anybody's more qualified to be president or win this race than me.
Concerns about the president's ability to lead the nation for another 4 years growing after his June 27th debate with former President Donald Trump. At times, Biden struggled to even finish his sentences.
With the COVID, with dealing with everything we have to do with, look, if we finally beat Medicare.
It was the first time the two squared off on a debate stage during the 2024 election season. Even some Democratic leaders have called for Biden to step aside as the Democratic Party's nominee, and his approval rating dipped following his weak performance.
It was a bad episode. No indication of any serious condition. I was exhausted. I didn't listen to my instincts in terms of preparing, and I had a bad night.
Age has been a contentious issue for some voters. If re-elected, Biden would be 86 when he finishes a second term. The president defending questions about his mental competency.
Would you be willing to undergo an independent medical evaluation that included neurological and cognitive tests and release the results to the American people?
Look, I have a cognitive test every single day. Every day I have that test. Everything I do. You know, not only am I campaigning, but I'm running the world.
I'm Jen Sullivan reporting.
A little later, a woman finds the perfect cat.
Well, it's still 4th of July weekend, and it is shaping up to be a really great weekend. Unfortunately, we do have some storms tomorrow, but that's going to hold off. Taking a look earlier, Indigo Sky Casino and Resort, we had a nice shot of the sun right in between the buildings. It looks really great out there earlier today. We also had nice, calm, dry temperatures today as well, dry conditions. We did have a cold front starting to move towards Wichita, Kansas City, but it did retreat before it moved into our area. So we're having a mostly clear night tonight. Temperatures do get down to about 70 for our low, and in some areas upper 60s, so it's going to be cooler than what we've seen the last few weeks. We did have a cold front that moved through on the 4th of July, dropping our temperatures yesterday down to mid 80s. Today we got up to low 90s and upper 80s in some areas, but our low yesterday also got up to mid to lower 60s, so it was a pretty cool night then too. That's going to continue as we see another cold front move in tomorrow, which we're looking forward to because we are starting to see these drought conditions creep back into the southern counties. We've got a moderate drought risk, Joplin, Monette, and just in between those cities as well. The rest of us in those southern counties, more dry, still not what we want to see, but with all of the overly warm temperatures and little to no rainfall that we've seen this summer, it was inevitable to start to dip back into those drought conditions. Now, luckily, we do have some evening showers and thunderstorms moving in tomorrow. That's a cold front, so it's going to drop those temperatures down again. Now, the storms start to move in earlier in the day, earlier in the afternoon. Temperatures are really only going to get up to upper to mid 80s. Now, if the storms hold off until a little bit later in the afternoon, we may reach 90, 91, but it's still not going to be too hot tomorrow. It's going to be overall pretty nice morning. Then we start to see those evening showers and afternoon showers, evening thunderstorms. Winds shift from the southwest, then out coming in from the northeast after the cold front passes. So we'll go ahead and take a look at the future track. We see the cold front retreats, and then we move into early Sunday morning. We could see a few showers creeping into our western counties, Parsons, Yates Center, by 10:30, but it may hold off. Then in Joplin, Pittsburgh, about 2:30, that's when we're really going to start to see the heavier rainfall and those thunderstorm chances start to kick back up. Then we move into the evening time. It's really going to be scattered thunderstorms across most of our counties. We're really not looking at a severe threat, but we still will see some scattered widespread showers and thunderstorms throughout the overnight hours on Sunday into early Monday morning. Those will clear out. We've got a pretty low temperature on Monday morning, 61 for our low, and then we have a little bit of a break before more rain showers start to push back in on Monday. So we've got that cold front moving through Sunday night and possibly some more scattered thunderstorms on Monday, dropping temperatures down 85 Monday, 83 on Tuesday, and then we go to 89 on Wednesday, and then we start to warm up for the weekend, getting into the upper 90s again by next weekend.
All right, thanks, Lindsay. Still ahead, the Joplin Outlaws look to snap their 3-game losing streak, and a local high school football player commits to Pittsburgh State. Brock Baldridge has those stories and more up next.
Busy adding talent to their roster in the offseason. This weekend, the Gorillas pick up a local commitment out of Carthage High School. Trevor Meadows out of Carthage announced on his social media platforms that he's committed to continue his football and academic career to Pittsburgh State. In his junior season, Meadows was second-team All-COC defensive lineman and selected to the Class 5 SWMFCA first-team All-Defense.
Since day one, I've started talking to Everett and Nutt, Coach Nutt, and they've shown me love. They always keep a hold of me, call, text me, and it's just a program that wins. I mean, they're competing, wanting to compete for national championships, and I want to be a part of it. The way I see, and with their coaches too, they want a player that's going 110% every play, and even if maybe they're not starting, but they want someone that's going to support no matter what, starting on the bench or on the field.
The Joplin Outlaws have lost 3 straight games heading into Saturday. Joplin looks to even the series after dropping the opening game to first-place Abilene. In Game 2 of the series, Outlaws look to pick up a much-needed victory against the top-seeded team in the Mid-American League standings. So top of the second, Abilene leads 3-0. Seth Werchin keeps this ball fair down the line as it bounces into the corner down there. 2 runs score, and Werchin makes his way up to third base for an RBI triple. Flying Bison lead 5-0. Later in the inning now, Josh Overbeek sends a deep fly ball into right field. Owen Bond is there to make the basket catch, but that scores another run for a sacrifice fly. Abilene led 7-0 in the second inning. The rally continued with the bases loaded. Wild pitch here as Sean Kane, the catcher, takes care of it himself to tag out the runner to get out of the long inning. Outlaws need a big hit, and boy, did they ever. Bases loaded in the fourth inning. John Curran steps up and take a good look. You won't see it for long. It's a grand slam to make it a 7-4 game, and Joplin is right back in it. Outlaws still battling back in this game. At last check, it's Abilene who leads Joplin 11-9 in the ninth inning. In Major League Baseball, the St. Louis Cardinals visit the Washington Nationals. Really tough day on the mound for Lance Lynn, who gives up 9 earned in the first 2 innings of the game. Washington goes on to win big and beats St. Louis 14-6. And the Kansas City Royals look to bounce back after losing last night's series opener to the Colorado Rockies. Not much offense for the Royals tonight. It's Colorado who leads 3-1 in the ninth inning in Denver. Well, there have been many great catches in Major League Baseball history over the years, but I'm not sure if anything tops this one. Joey Loperfido of the Houston Astros leaps to make the catch with his bare hand there at the wall. Check out the replay on this one as the ball goes into his glove, pops out, and somehow still manages to make the catch with his bare hand. What a play. Well, that's your look for sports. We're back with more after this.
A Virginia woman has rescued a cat that is perfectly imperfect. The woman was going on vacation when she saw the advertisement for the blind cat. Gabby Womack shares what makes this particular adoption so special.
Being the superintendent of the Virginia School for the Deaf and the Blind, I'm very familiar with working with individuals who are blind, with children who are blind. And I thought, maybe this is a cat I should adopt.
Meet Calico Cat, Rosie.
Her eyes were just shut, so it's not like she's got eyes, they are literally not there.
Pat Trice is the superintendent for VSDB. Rosie had a severe infection in both eyes, which led to eye removal.
She is very, very sensitive to new sounds. So it scared her when she had to walk through the kitchen the first time and the dishwasher was on. She did not know what that was. It's going to take her a while to get used to that.
Even though Rosie can't see, she's still very smart. She uses her hearing to get around.
And her senses are extremely heightened. I mean, sometimes I wonder if she does have eyes that she's hiding, because she will follow sound, she hears everything, she senses where things are.
And for those who have never had a rescue, Trice said it's well worth it.
Rescues do a fabulous job, and so many animals are there that need homes, so please consider. And if they have a disability, there are plenty of people who can help you with that disability, and they make beautiful pets.
All right, and a final sports note for us, sir.
Royals do drop that game. Cardinals lose, and the Outlaws all lose. However, I did score the free baseball that was given away tonight.
Very nice.
Joplin Outlaws baseball. So
home run ball.
Home run ball.
No, that's not a home run ball. All right, that's our time for tonight. From all of us here at KOAM, have a great night.